I'm so glad to see you.
Is this better?
Thanks. Bam, we're live. No, that's actually worse.
That's worse. Okay.
You're far away
Jedediah
from the
Snelson.
camera, dude.
Wow, Young, you look huge. You are a brick shithouse, dude.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, wow.
Say that when
wait.
Hiller's here. He's going to get jealous.
I was not even in the camera.
Yeah, you were. Let me hear Jedediah. Do you sound good?
Am I okay now, or?
Yeah. Yep.
That's okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Better than the crackling. Yeah, you sound like John now. You sound like you need testosterone enhancement. Ladies and gentlemen, dead center is Tyler Watkins. He is the creator of the Heat 1 app, which we'll be talking about. I'm pumped to talk about it for the first few minutes of the show today. On the other side of him, the shirtless man, is Andrew Hiller from Hiller Hit. You got Hiller Fit. He is also, yes, he is the California Peptides King. He has a great YouTube station, Hiller Fit. Everyone knows it. Down in the bottom with the beautiful blue eyes is John Young from JY Barbell Club. If you want to get strong, find John. In the center on the bottom below Tyler Watkins, the analyst of analysts, Brian Friend, Be Friendly Fitness. Been together with him forever since right when I started getting pubes in the CrossFit space. And then our token CrossFit Games athlete. Always got to have one of those to add some validity to the show. Jedediah Snelson. Jedediah, you've been on the show too, right? We hung.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And you are not a games athlete though this year.
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
So I was one of the 5 divisions that only got the Open, and that was our game season. So
How'd you
they're
do?
basically declaring the fittest on earth from 3 workouts from the Open for us.
And how'd you do?
I was second.
So I apologize for having the second fittest. Who took first?
Simon. I can't know how to pronounce his last name. He's
Perfect. Is
Someone
he
that
from? Is he,
Jedediah wants a chance to go head-to-head to in real life.
We have we competed once together at Wadapalooza, and it was like I actually I had COVID 5 days before Wadapalooza that year, so I was not in my best.
hey, Fit Wars. Is this dude a foreigner? Is that why you can't say his last name? He got like a long Russian or
Yeah, I
Polish
think
last
it's
name or something
Farr
crazy?
or something like that. Simon Farr, or yeah.
Oh.
I'm
Dude, yeah. Unsporty Beth knows Fit Wars. Yeah, let's see that. That would be awesome. Hey, how much did he beat you by?
Not much. It was close.
Good. All right. Never mind, Caleb. Don't send Simon a link. We'll stick with Jedediah. We're good. We're good.
I did win wheel wad games, so I am technically the fittest in the adaptive based on wheel wad games.
And that is the most prestigious, right? I had Noelle Henderson on today, and I remember I had someone else on, and they were saying that is kind of the, as far as fitness goes, they kind of hold the premier title.
Well, you tell me, 3 workouts over 3 weeks online, or 3 days, 12 to 15 workouts, checking all the boxes.
And do they get good participation?
Yeah, they get better participation.
Okay. Brian, would you like to weigh in on that, wheel wad?
No, I mean, when it comes to the adaptive stuff, CrossFit wasn't the first one on the scene. There were already competitions that were catering to adaptive divisions prior to them implementing it into part of the season. So just in this similar vein, where CrossFit was the first one on the stage for the elite individual men, women, and teams. They're not the first ones for this, so they could obviously make a, with the name the CrossFit Games, they could make a push to be and probably become the most prestigious one, but they haven't shown that initiative yet.
Aaron, Jedediah, do you mind being called Jed?
No, I'm fine. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Jed looks you got lucky, Aaron. Jed looks like Kelly Starrett's brother.
I'm not sure who that is, so.
You don't even know the name of the guy who won your
see it.
division. How the fuck am I expect you to know who Kelly Starrett is?
Kelly
Well,
Starrett
her
specializes in lower body mobility, so we'll give you a break.
Oh shit! Hey,
Goodness,
I don't want to
Brian.
hear shit from anyone either.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
This is Jedediah's first show. We're gonna haze the shit out of him. I don't want to hear anyone fucking throwing him anything. You want to
Who's that
make
guy
fun
on
of
the right?
Jedediah the way he looks? Go ahead. Poor John Young needs someone else for the crowd to pick on.
Yeah, I got to take the heat off of him.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to pass the show over to Tyler Watkins here. Tyler, we'll try not to make fun of you as you introduce this, but I am actually going to load this app into my phone in real time. So anyone who wants to pull out their iPhone and do this along with us, go ahead and tell us, Tyler, what we are doing. But I saw some preliminary stuff on this, and this looks actually fun and kind of in my wheelhouse of capability.
By the way, I was going to wear my Heat 1 t-shirt to help promote the show.
But there isn't one.
Yeah. There's only like 2 on the planet that exist. Thanks, Travis, from Vindicate. So yeah. Anyway, so Heat 1 app, go to, I don't know where you get Android stuff, the Google Store and the Apple Store. You can download it there.
Okay, hold on. Bear with me. Say some stuff that's fun while I download this.
So go to the Google Store, your local Google Store, wherever that is.
Right.
No, on your phone. What
the
are you,
Apple
60?
Store.
What are you, 60?
Type in Heat 1. And so basically what it is a fantasy app. Super easy to download there. Let me pull it up real quick.
Is this it with a logo of like a bunch of like armless dudes running?
Yeah.
It looks just like the shirt.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. It looks like, okay. So the app's lean back. Yeah, it looks just like that. It looks like that. What are you doing, Jedediah? How come you're not downloading it? What are you doing?
Yo, let's get Jedediah in the Pro League.
What?
I'm on my phone now, so.
Oh, you're screwed. You're screwed.
Yeah.
Hey, do you not own a computer? Are you one of those guys? You're like Rich Froning?
No, it's just not in this room, and I didn't.
All right.
Take the time to move it.
We'll cut you some slack. Okay, I'm typing in my Sevan Matosian at Hotmail. No, at Hotmail. Jesus Christ. At Gmail. Sorry.
I am curious about this, Tyler, though. I do have some questions because I play Supercross and Motocross Fantasy, and so I'm curious.
Oh, Jedediah, I want to talk to you about that because I'm not a fan of either of the platforms that the Rocky Mountain or the other one for Supercross, and I think I can make a much better one.
Better than
We'll make it.
X?
Yeah, I did Pulp NX 2 seasons ago. I didn't like it. Did Rocky last year. Thought it was even worse. They need to have something that targets the middle of the field more. It's always really top heavy or these random guys in the bottom, and the like points that they get are totally skewed, and you can just kind of like game it and win with one or two of those guys every week.
The great thing this year is most of the factory riders are hurt and out in motocross, so it's been pretty like.
Dude, I only do it for the Supercross, and I mean it was crazy. Like everyone went down. It was wild.
Yeah.
You follow motorcycle shit too, Brian?
My buddy Scott Plensky and his dad both grew up racing Supercross, so they got me into it during the lockdown year.
Wow, crazy. Well, you deserve that after getting me into Frisbee. I hope you fall into the black hole of motocross.
I thought you and me and Don Faul were playing disc golf next week.
We are. You saw that the invitation that Don sent out to us? That was sweet, right?
Yeah.
Allow in schedule summary. It says Heat 1 would like to send you notifications. I'm just gonna say allow. Yeah, hell yeah.
Allow for sure. We sent out a couple today. One being this show.
Yeah.
And the other was the drug pop situation that we had earlier.
So the app's telling me who's on drugs too. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a freebie.
Yeah, that's a freebie. Anything that helps anybody. So we'll do event times. We'll remind people to make your plays. I mean, obviously last year I had to like chase Hiller and you and JR to make sure you got your plays in on lawn chair. So that's not going to be a thing anymore. So 5 minutes before event, we'll alert you to make your play.
I actually put on my picks in already. I had Jason Smith of E5. I had to take him out.
Right.
Damn.
Look, a guy named Matt Burns, ironically says, "Good Lord, John, ever heard of sunscreen?" Oh my!
I told you, John.
I live in South Texas, guys. It's you're gonna be red.
You're up to almost 1,000 people on here.
Almost 2,000. Yeah. Help us get over the 2,000 line.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to hold on, Tyler. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Slop Sevy, if you have to get off the interstate in Wisconsin on your way to Madison, stop at an exit with Quick Trip, especially if you have to poop. Oh, that's some solid. Do they have good bathrooms? That's solid advice. Thank you.
They do.
I'm going to drop a fat deuce at Hiller's house. Lucky Camera Straps, what a crew. Thank you, Mr. Lucky over in Australia. Slop. Brian, we need you to bring back Nana's picture.
I'm at my brother's house. He's not as fun when it comes to grandmas.
Gray Ghost, haven't been able to hop on live for 7 days. Thanks for the Friday night show. Absolutely. Anything for you. DM me for when you want us to do shows, and we will get them. For $10, we'll do anything. Okay, Tyler, I'm loaded up. You've downloaded your Heat 1 app. You've signed in. You put in your password. I'm ready to go.
Good to go. So if you click the drawer to the left, the 3 lines over on the upper left-hand side, you see that?
It's called a hamburger in internet parlance.
We can do hamburger too.
Okay.
So you'll see some leagues there. You'll see top 10. You'll see worldwide champ top 10, and then worldwide champ shot caller. And then a couple below that, you should see one for your podcast, which is Sevan Podcast shot caller. So that one's open to everybody here that wants to play along with just the Sevan fans. And then there should be one for spin.
Hey, can we pull this up on the screen?
No, I can't. I'm trying to share my screen and I can't do it. So anyway, that was.
Didn't you say I think I can do it at the beginning of the podcast?
I know. I pulled it up and the screen's getting blocked for some reason. So it's not.
Can I do it? What do I do? Do I type in what? Can I do it? Heat
Maybe
One
you can
Fantasy
do it.
app. It's actually in my. It came right up in my Google search.
Maybe I don't know how it works on a computer.
Can you just put your phone to the screen and do it, Tyler?
I mean, yeah, I bet you're not. I mean, it's not.
No, we're not going to see it. Is there any way to do that, Caleb? That you can think to go?
You
to
can.
No,
You can hook your phone up to the. I think you have Apple, but anyway, yeah.
I
So
wouldn't dare do that. What
here
if
it
someone
is.
texts me?
that's actually not bad.
Oh,
So
okay.
these are the 4 leagues.
Hey, guys,
Barbell
I got
spin. Do you really?
Yeah, give me a minute. It's gonna be
Hiller's-
kind
Oh,
of.
that looks
So we got the top 10,
that looks good.
right?
So if I text Hiller something now, naughty, it'll pop up on the screen when he's sharing his phone.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can see my screen.
I love your giant hog. No, but are you going to share your?
yeah.
I am.
Yo,
Yeah.
Sevan, all this was last night.
I was waiting for that as soon as you said that.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness, this is awesome.
All right. Is it working?
Okay, this
Can you
is
see
good.
it?
This
Yeah,
is good.
there you
Wow.
go. Yeah.
Wow.
What do you need me
So
to do?
we're on the go to the top 10. So we're gonna go in the top 10 league first. That one's pretty easy. So that's
Wait a
for
second.
our-
This is the Sevan podcast. Go in the shot caller of the Sevan podcast.
No, we'll go over that one here in a minute.
Okay.
So the
so
top
anyway,
left button.
Yeah, the top left button, and then click the
Okay.
top 10 world champ. So this is in this game we can click. You just set your top 10. You
How do I
pick
do that?
everybody who you. So you click
Lineup.
over to the lineup. It's on the bottom, so you can see Hiller's already got his pick set. He thinks Jeffrey Eller's going to be in first, and he goes on down Pepper in 7th. So you can scroll down, like unpick somebody, Hiller. Remove
trash
it.
can him,
Like-
Hiller.
Yeah, trash can 'em.
Goodbye, Hopper.
How do I
Yeah,
how
so
do
now
I
And it
pick
goes down to the
Wait,
draft.
Scroll
screen.
down. Go ahead.
Tyler? How do I pick someone? I went there and it says 787th Sevan. So that means almost 2,000 people have picked before me, right?
Yeah, you're on the leaderboard. So in the bottom, it'll say lineup.
Oh, okay.
Click there,
Oh, sweet. Okay, got it.
right?
Oh yeah.
So now
This is
you can just
nice.
draft whoever you want in order. And then you can
Wow.
slide over to the women and do the same thing there.
Oh, this
Should I
is
show my women
nice.
as well? I'll show my women.
Yeah.
Here are my women. Check it out.
And
That's
then-
what we're doing.
Danielle, Brandon, Katrin David's daughter, Emma Carey, Emma Lawson, Alex Gazan, Annie Thor's daughter, Gabriella Magawa, Laura Horvat, Paige Powers, Amanda Barnhart. Solid picks, Hiller.
I know that everyone's gonna love my 8 pick.
Laura
I mean, we'll
Horvat,
talk about it
champ,
tomorrow.
man.
This is
So Tyler, with the game, are you just going straight like you picking the top 10 or whatever? Or are you trying to give handicaps where people can pick like people where they place back but still get the same points? Or
Please don't use
So-
that word on this show, Jedediah. Thank you.
yeah,
So the scoring system is 10 down to 1. So it'll be out of 100 total points. So if you get the pick right, so if Annie gets 6th in Hiller's game, he'll get 10 points for Annie. If she gets 7th, he'll get 9 points. If she gets 5th, he'll get 9 points. So if he's off by 1, he'll get 9 points. And it descends like that. Now there's a catch though. If they're outside the top 15, you won't get any points for them,
okay.
right? So
Hey,
then
can
that-
people do this while they're watching this on YouTube on their phone?
Yes,
You can. YouTube will
please
just
do
play in
that.
the background. You guys, you're crazy not to get this app, by the way. I'm not just saying this because I love Tyler and he carried me through the semifinals last time and because he comes on my show. and because I feel and because he's a friend.
It might be
I mean,
all
because
those
it's
things.
actually fun.
All those things.
Oh, right. Thank you, Andrew.
If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
scroll
yeah.
down a little bit there, Hillary.
I know it takes some work, but did you ever think about giving them handicaps? So like you could pick someone if they were like projected to be like 15th, but you picked them and they ended up finishing 10th. Like there was a slight to where create some interest for some of the athletes that aren't necessarily in the top 20 or whatnot that way.
Absolutely, but you're a fantasy fan. Most CrossFit people don't understand how fantasy works, and so we wanted to create a game that's just like lowest barrier to entry possible. All you have to know is who you like and put them in the top 10.
I got
right.
you.
I'll
And
weigh
if
in
you
here,
scroll
Tyler.
down, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been working with Tyler for a couple of years on a variety of different variations for this, and in the past, 6 to 8 months, he's gotten a lot of momentum in terms of creating something that is really user friendly and, like you said, really low barrier to entry. We do have a lot of ideas, and we have tested some different things that will allow for more of that higher level gameplay that Jedediah is looking for people that want to be a little bit more involved or have a better understanding of how this stuff works. But this year, we're really just trying to get people, very interested and hyped up for a fantasy game that's relatively easy to play, and then we may even try out some of that stuff in the off season.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we're already geared up for Dubai and Wadapalooza and all that stuff. And also, like, what do people always talk about as soon as the game starts? Who's going to be the top 10? Who's your podium? Like, this is already a game people are playing amongst themselves. There's just no scoreboard yet, and so now you can kind of put it up to the test. Go ahead.
Question. So I have my picks, right? And then after every and then I see that there's a leaderboard, right? And everyone here has 0 on it.
Go ahead, Hiller. Click over to that.
Let me see if I can pull down that.
Where do you want me to go?
Leaderboard.
Let me pull down that bug here really quick. Okay, here we go.
In the middle. Bottom.
Leaderboard. Yes.
Okay, so after every event, like we can't see Babs's picks, so we just trust the app's got him in there, honestly, right? Obviously.
Right now. Right now.
But then so when after event 1, if Babs has Danielle Brandon as does he get points after every event?
So this is the top 10, Sevan. So everything should be seen in the top 10 as soon as the competition starts, because you're never going to change your picks. The other game is the one that I think you're thinking about, where it's event by event.
He's also not wrong though, so we'll change it up. Like as the week goes on, like if Justin's in first, we will give you 100 points. Like if you have Justin in first, we'll give you 100 points for that. So this leaderboard will auto update as the weekend goes through.
Okay,
so
cool.
After the first event, you'll be able to click on like Will or Halpin's picture there, and it'll compare your top 10 to their top 10. Where are they gaining points on you? Where are you gaining points on them? So you'll be able to compare all weekend, and you can do this with all your favorite analysts. So Brian's on that. And so people are going to find Brian and they're going to look at his picks versus their picks.
Can you star people?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's something immediately we thought of. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Just asking. And so this is cool. So there's a reason to engage with the app after every event.
After every single event.
And then when does it update? Falling into the weeds here. Will you update this before they update their leaderboard?
No, we'll update it when they do.
Hey,
we only do what they officially do. What?
There's an email address there. Sinclair Collins.
Yep.
Someone send an email for that.
Hey,
did you read what it said?
No.
And
worst thing about prison is the Dementors. Oh, that's
the best name in the whole game.
And Tyler, will we get notifications every time it's updated?
Yeah. So we'll notify you before the event to make sure you make your picks. We'll notify you when the leaderboard's been updated. You can also check CrossFit Games leaderboard on our app. And then like Hiller, if you go back to the hamburger and go to the shot.
Greedy, but do you win anything if you win that?
Yes. So go to shot caller game.
$10,000.
Yeah, if you win, absolutely $0. So if you play the worldwide champ game,
maybe John's putting the money up actually.
Both, yeah.
Okay, I see it. I see it. Shot caller world champ game.
Yeah. So you'll win a pair of strike movement shoes. We've partnered with them, and we're trying to figure out a prize package with C4 currently. We did seal the deal. We're just trying to figure out the right. Yeah, C4. So everybody gets some. So you'll win a pair of strike movement shoes for that game. The better game if you want to win more shoes, is the shot collar game, which is the one you wanted to talk about first, Sevan. So the way that one works is every single event you can go. So this is the pig chipper. You can make a male.
Sorry.
Yeah, you'll make a male pick and a female pick, but you can only play each athlete twice. After
So on that
you
event
can't play them
too,
anymore.
if you want to pick Vellner, you only have one other pick for the whole rest of the competition.
For Vellner, yeah.
Yeah.
Which you're saving
And
for
then-
the 5K, right?
Right. We're saving him for the paddleboard and run.
Paddleboard test, yeah.
And that you'll get the points that the athlete that you play gets in that event.
Oh, they got withdrawn already in here for Jason Smith. You already got him out.
Yep.
He didn't
He's on top.
withdraw. He got kicked out.
We actually hadn't built one for somebody who had got kicked out. So we're building one now.
Hiller, Hiller, was it an accident or was it on purpose?
I'm going
We'll
with
talk about that.
I'm going with the accident.
Oh, you're leaning towards accident. Wow.
Leaning
You're getting
accident.
soft. Wow.
Hiller,
Okay.
speaking of which, I had a question for you on that.
No, here we go.
Wait,
No, no,
hold
no.
on. Hold on.
So-
Is this part of the
Too
app
early.
though, Jedediah?
No, sorry.
Okay, we'll get to that. You'll get the first soon. We'll do Jason Smith drugs soon as the app is over. Okay, Tyler, hurry up.
Yeah, so you'll get their points, and the same thing here. So you can only pick one male and one female. You only get 2 plays, but then there's a leaderboard with this too. So if you go to the leaderboard, Hiller, please.
Sorry, I'm drafting some people for my first and third events.
It's
We
all
want me
good.
to go leaderboard? All right, leaderboard.
Yeah, go to the leaderboard. So you'll be able to do the same thing here. You can click on whoever you want, Will Branstetter, because he's going to be in the lead anyway. That's why we put him up there so high. You'll be able to compare you can't do it yet because there's no events closed.
Roger.
Once the event closes, you can go click on him and see who he played, how many points he got. So they can do the same thing with Brian, with John, anybody that they want to follow.
Tyler Watkins, a question from the peanut. Oh, a Tia Toomey lookalike. Holy cow, Peyton Mosley, you got a little Tia Toomey in you. Can y'all please make it easier to move athletes around in the top 10? Look, she even said y'all. She talked your
Y'all.
language.
I don't think it's too hard.
Yeah,
It's not
how
too
do you-
hard, but
I
Dragon,
think she's asking once they're in there already, but
I
How do
agree.
you move it around? How do you move it around?
You hit the
You
trash
get the
can,
trash
and then
can, and then if I wanted Medeiros in 6th, I just put him in 6th like that. And now I got
Yeah.
Lazar in 5th. So I just moved Medeiros to 6th. I moved Hopper up a spot. I suppose it'd be easier if you could drag and drop and slide, but
Yeah.
that wasn't too bad.
Hey, let
No,
me
it
see
wasn't
what
too bad,
happens. Hiller, let me see what happens if you take Hopper out and you want to put Adler in 5th. What do they do with that?
you have to
just
take
trash
Adler out as
Adler.
well.
Okay. you have to
that is
trash
kind of
Adler.
a
Okay.
pick. Yeah, because then I got to move Vellner up, right? So I'd have to trash
Yeah.
Vellner and move him number 1, and then I'd have to move Adler. Where the hell is Adler?
To the top.
up at top.
All right,
Oh,
Peyton,
sorry.
you've been hired.
Peyton, you're in. You win.
Yeah.
You
I
win.
noticed
take
that
that.
too, though. I gravitated towards that slide. I wanted to do that the other day, so it's on the to-do list for sure.
We're back.
And if anybody's wondering, athletes are already sorted by a couple different factors. We have a few things for each athlete down at the underneath each of them. We have them the Be Friendly ranking. So these are
Can you zoom in, Hiller?
Brian's.
No.
No, these are Brian's rankings, and then we have the worldwide ranking, and then we have what we call ADP, which is average draft position. So that's it's an average of where they are getting drafted most often. And like if it's over 10, it's because we're taking the 40s who haven't been played yet. So everybody is playing somebody 40th, and we're averaging it with that.
I don't understand what this page is at all.
That's to make your picks. Go back up, Bill.
I
Sorry.
don't understand this. How is Lazar Jukic at the top? If he like, what is that? How he's the number?
He's the
he's
highest
number
rated
one.
player. He's the highest rated player that Andrew
Hasn't
hasn't
been
selected
played.
for his top 10.
Oh, that
Right.
he. Okay. Makes
So
sense.
for this game, most of the players that most of the fans or participants will pick are going to be towards the top anyway, because they're ranked highest, and so we'll probably pick them in the top. But for the other game, the shot caller game, there may be people further down the list that you see a workout that comes out and you think of that athlete. For example, maybe Jake Douglas on the Olympic lifting total, and you may have to scroll further down to find him if you want to put him up there.
Right. Hey, Tyler, no joke. John Hung says, can we have a leaderboard for the Juiced Cats? I will put you in contact with the guys who are running the enhanced games if you want.
I can do that. I would love to do that for them, actually. The fantasy,
yeah, they're going to need
fantasy
something
games.
like this. Yeah, they're going to do the Juice games. Yeah,
that'd be great.
Hey, dude, they got big money. They're working with what's the guy's name? Peter Thiel.
How are they Thiel?
Yeah, they got loot.
That's neat.
Anyway, Here we go. Aaron has already a first complaint. Oh, this is a good one. Aaron Solar. The app is broken, Tyler. It won't let me put Scott Panchik on the podium.
Weird. How did he get in there?
That's not actually broken. That's just in line with his history.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Someone stuck in 2017. Okay. Is there an IG? Is there an IG for this app?
Yeah. At heat1.app.
Okay, there it is on your name. Okay. Let's see what else. So go ahead.
For the prizes for shot caller. So we're going to give out shoes for the top 3 people who get top 3 in that league. And then every day, if you make the best picks each day, we will give you shoes for that too.
What type of shoes?
Strike movement shoes.
Spiegel, I'm afraid to say it. This sucks. Are you crazy, dude? Have you looked at it? It's so good. It's everything that every app wants to be because it's so easy.
She's not on the list this year.
Oh, I see. Okay. My bad. Sorry. Yes, it does suck. Right. My bad. Be sensitive, Sevi. Oh my goodness. Mike Litteris, how dare Brian Friend. Sorry, I have to use your last name. Rank Colton Mertens 37.
That's not in the field. That's out of the world.
What does that mean? There's only 40 dudes in the field. What are you talking about, John? Why are you defending?
He's pulling my rankings from my worldwide rankings from a few months ago. And what's way more embarrassing than that is that the guy who's coming to his back can't even spell his first name right.
Yeah. Coming for his back.
Is that what I said?
Easy, Sevi. Tone it down. Tone it down. You've turned a new leaf this week. Jet City Fit. I think we just went over this, but we'll be patient because we're trying to be kind people pushing the app. I can't change picks for the shot caller after they're put in.
No,
you can. After the event starts, you can't. So call 3, 2, 1, go on the first heat. You're locked in.
You can't cheat. You can't move stuff around after the. Okay.
Nope.
No, just and for people that are trying to play this game and that are trying to win, there's a big difference between the two formats. In the top 10, there's not too much to think about. You know the athletes, you rank them either in the order you think they're going to do or the ones that you want to do the best, and you let it ride for the whole weekend. For the shot caller game, you have to be a little bit more thoughtful because of what John was referencing earlier. We know that there's cuts this year, and you know who's going to be left most likely at the end of the weekend. We don't know how many workouts there's going to be. There's always surprises, announcements, and things like this, and it may be advantageous to hold some of those big names and heavy hitters for later in the weekend. If you do that, you're gonna watch other people who play them earlier in the week take a lead on you, but it might be able to pass. You might be able to pass them by quite a bit in the back end if good workouts come up for those athletes.
Right. That tends to be my go-to, is come out real hot and then absolutely die on the last day.
Yeah,
dude, why didn't you tell me to bring this page up? This page explains the point system.
Oh yeah. For anybody who's looking, if you get confused about how the games work, go to the rightmost. It's called settings. It's in there with your settings. It'll explain what the point system is and how everything works. There's also a how-to guide in there if you get lost completely.
Hey, congratulations, dude! It's pretty cool.
Oh,
why didn't you use the name that I told you to do?
Tyler Watkins.
Tyler Watkins Fantasy Fitness app or Fantasy Fitness League.
Well, why didn't we use fantasy? Why didn't we use fantasy anything? It's because we want to be more than just a fantasy app.
You wanna
Anybody
be
can do
Heat.
fantasy, but it's like we want to be Heat. We want to help cover the sport. We want to produce media. We want to help push the science of CrossFit, and this is a small way we can start doing that.
Were you gonna say something, Jedediah?
Well, I was just going to say the downside is now when you boast to all your friends that you know how everything's going to go down, there's a paper trail. The upside is if you get it right, then everybody will know.
Right.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
Tyler, I got a disc in my bag. It's called a Heat, and it's white and blank. I might try to get that stamped on it.
This logo.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Sevan pointed out the logo earlier, so it's great that you noticed that. These three guys are supposed to represent people lined up at the start of a heat. So I call them the runners. And then both of the arrows, that logo right there.
How come they don't have arms?
It's because it's not cute enough.
All right.
This is more
Sevan.
simple.
Would you
And
make
then
your name?
Sevan
What did I-
Matosian? Sevan?
I don't see it.
Oh. I'm in like Flynn.
He's probably in the bottom. He hasn't.
I'm way on the bottom.
No.
You're in the order that you join the league, right, Tyler? Like right now,
Yeah.
or that you sign
Could
on.
be
So
on there
he'd
if
be
he's
like
not.
he'd be like 1850th.
You put on 50
Right.
people since the show started.
That's good. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, so in the Sevan League, there's 688 people.
Yeah, so everybody in here, go sign up for that league. The way you sign up is you just go
Yeah.
click on his logo and enter
We're
that
all
league.
in it.
Tyler, if I've signed up for the main one, do I also have to sign up for his?
Yes.
And I have to re-enter all my same picks?
Yeah, we're adjusting that.
Or I could enter different picks?
You could enter different picks.
Ooh,
Try different
ooh,
strategies.
Ooh.
All
We will have a
I
copy and
already-
paste button
I already
soon.
Now it's
spent-
like March Madness. You got like 50 brackets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, there's some smaller leagues, and I really care about beating those people. And in the bigger leagues, I might just want to have some fun.
Have you
There's
ever
one
beaten
league.
me in a
There's one
fantasy app?
league.
Fantasy league?
Now, here
John.
we go.
Wow. Wow. I'd like to know the question. He has never beat you, John?
Create
I'm
a new
pretty
league.
sure
It's just going
any-
to be called Brian versus John, and we'll just play it
Any
every day.
time I've ever entered a fantasy anything, I have won.
Wow.
Shut the hell up, liar.
Every single one, except Dubai, and I don't count
You know
that because
what,
I
Tom?
couldn't see 6 events that happened that 1 year in Dubai.
No,
I'm not
you
gonna
can't
lie to
start
you,
making
John.
exceptions. And by the way, I
Thanks.
met someone at the level 1 I recently took, and in a notebook that she had written down all of the times that you and I have made picks against each other and scored them. And
Oh,
you
wow.
were always the winner.
That's a psychopath. I hope you,
No, in a fantasy app is what I'm
you met a
saying.
random girl who had yours and John's name in a notebook.
Well, it was at a
Oh,
level
yeah.
1. I mean,
It does-
she happened to
oh,
be
yeah,
sitting next to
even
me
better.
at the
Yeah.
level 1, and she had a hot cup of coffee ready to go when I walked in for the
Hey,
class.
hey! She didn't happen to be sitting next to you. That was decided. She
Oh,
knew who
okay.
you'd be.
Is Jedediah
No, not
dead?
creepy at all.
No. Yeah, I think he moved.
I'm just wounded.
He's waiting for his question.
I wasn't ready for that.
CrossFit
Hey,
Corey
Jedediah,
is
are you
not
going to
in-
the games?
No.
No.
You already asked him that.
No,
he has-
but I
he
meant,
has
was
to
he going
compete.
like if he's competing? I mean, but is he going to just go and just hang out?
Yeah, not this year.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Tyler?
No, thanks everybody. Thank you, Hiller, for pulling that up.
Awesome.
Go play.
Brian Friend, thank you for joining us, brother.
Yeah, just last thing I'll say is, it's been cool working with Tyler on this for a couple of years. Like I said, we've tried many things. These are not they're not perfect, but they're pretty good, and we have some other stuff that we're going to try in the future. So if it's been something you're thinking about or excited about, give it a chance, especially the top 10. It's super easy to play. You don't have to think about anything during the week. You can just put your picks in there and check and see how they do. For those that are more interested, the shot caller is super fun. You can put in some flyer picks in one event and not get too big a penalty for it. Play some more of the athletes in the field more comfortably. So a lot of options for everyone. And Tyler, really well done, man. I'm excited for this one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks to
congrats, Tyler.
Adam. Adam
Very cool.
Ambrosius. He's done all the work. I'm just the face. So thanks, Brian.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Have a good one, Brian.
Caleb, can I bring you in to fill in a 6th spot? Symmetry. Yes.
So that whole time, could you see me sitting here?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I didn't know if you could, I didn't know if you just saw the app or if you could see me too.
This was
People
you.
were comparing the redness of your glasses to my face in the comments.
I couldn't see the comments. I was kind of really missing them.
Cave Dastro. Oh, so it's not enough that you rip on Jedediah, but you have to pay to make sure I read it. Jedediah Snelson didn't make it to the chopper in time.
Get to the chopper!
Dude, you added the sound. Yes.
Jason Smith pops for drugs. Jedediah Snelson. Do you think? What do you think? And feel free to pass anything off on to Hiller. He's our local resident.
So what I wanted to get Hiller's take on is obviously there's been a lot of these coming from South Africa. And so I'm wondering if it comes down to an overall country QA policy. Because, for example, like Australia, they have such a strict FDA. I have a buddy who owns a supplement company, not in this sport. And he does distribute in Australia, but what he had to go through to even get in there, I mean, like his protein, his whey is sourced from New Zealand, and that's the only reason he's allowed to sell there, for example, because they won't take any whey that is sourced from China. So I'm wondering if it's coming down to like a South Africa quality assurance issue with their getting tainted supplements.
I can't imagine they have any quality control there. I mean, I almost got mugged. I was attempted to be mugged in the airport in Johannesburg. It's a massive international airport with a Gucci store, and someone tried to mug me in there. A security guard. I can't imagine there being any quality assurance. Is that what QA stands for, Jedediah?
Yeah. I feel like they're just getting getting a lower grade product that's being built or being produced in factories that is multi-product lines, and obviously the quality assurance of cleaning them out's not there.
I did a show earlier. I was kind of sat here and sifted through my headspace on the topic, and I actually am on the side of he's innocent, and it's with what you said in mind. Of the things that I've seen on the long list of things athletes have popped for, this thing didn't really, and I couldn't find any substance that it kind of directly comes from, the metabolites of it, and it seems like it is probably a tainted supplement, and it makes sense with what you just said, the quality assurance in that country in particular. But that isn't an out for the entire country in general, because there are plenty of things. It's like, they can go to a Walgreens and buy that straight up, where you can't do that here. And but when it comes to Jason Smith, I think you're onto something with that.
Yeah.
Hiller, what did you use to assess it? First of all, what are they saying that he took? And when you look at his body,
they aren't saying that he took anything. That's the thing.
Didn't they say an Anastrozole or something?
No. There you go.
5-AD.
Androstane. Yeah.
And if you take this, at the very minimum, you throw it into Google, and it's going to tell you what that means on the street. It's like if you smoke pot, what is that? Oh, it's marijuana, it's weed, it's the reefer. But like that's kind of what there is a technical name for it, and it's marijuana. Yeah, there you go. But everyone calls it something. And in the steroid world, there's Dianabol, there's Deca, there's Tren, there's nameless different things that you'll just walk around and say, hey, you got any Tren? But there's a name for it. It's Trenbolone, and it's close enough. And with this one, there's nothing like that. This is just something that they found. And the very thing that you can find is that it may be a pro-hormone, or it might be some sort of DHT derivative, which is close.
Wait, Hiller, how do you find something, but you can't say what it is? Look, there it is. What?
It's so rare. I guess what you're saying, Hiller, is it's so rare, or it's so unlikely that he would even know to go find it, right?
Well, here's the other thing that I kind of went into on that hour or like 40-minute piece, where I was just kind of sifting through my headspace, where they tested blood this year. And I'm curious if because they tested blood, and then actually Barbell Spin sent me something where this happened in the weightlifting community. And I should pull that up, shouldn't I?
Jedediah, did you get tested? Do you get tested? Oh, he can't hear me? Jedediah can't hear me?
Why
Can
not?
you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
No.
Yeah, you're good.
Jedediah.
He's gone.
Here, check
But
this
that's
out.
on your end, man. It's
Yeah. Why
I
can't
really, I really hope he's fucking with you. He can
I
really hear
was
it.
fucking with me too. What happened? Jedediah, you got to check your settings. Oh, here we go. Who's that?
This is something that Barbell Spin sent me earlier, and I wish I had it when I was going through my. But you'll get it. It's from 296 weeks ago, and the stuff that this guy tested positive for is the exact stuff that Jason Smith tested positive for. And it says right here they're metabolites of dihydrotestosterone, which is DHT, which could be a handful of things. And I mentioned those in my show. It's the anivars, it's the stanozolol, which is winstrol. It's when you look at a steroid, it kind of branches into three properties. There is testosterone. It goes into DHT derivatives. It goes into 19 NORs. And then there's just testosterone. The things that you take are one of those three things that I mentioned. And the metabolites are from that thing over here, which I think would be the left to everybody. Of the three of those, he tested positive for a metabolite of something over there. But it's weird that they don't mention it, because usually when CrossFit releases that, they don't just say all of these random freaking numbers. They tell you what it was. GW501516. They say that it was an astrozole, which is the thing that all the Clomid, the stuff the older men are always popping for, the fertility drugs.
Hiller, do you have a relationship with the guy who's in charge of testing over at CrossFit HQ?
Curtis? No, but he should.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, get a relationship with him. I know what he looks like, and he's a really, really, really good dude. I actually look up to the dude. And I'll introduce you to him.
Okay.
He's a
Cool.
very, very strong man. I think former cop or maybe parole officer. Very dignified man, and you should meet him. I mean, I bet you he would definitely talk to you about this.
This is what I found right here. I found this without this article. That they're known kind of as pro-hormones. And those metabolites that they found are something that happen when you take a pro-hormone. And that's something with what Jedediah brought up earlier. Where the hell did he go?
Why do they call it pro hormones? What's that mean? Oh, Jedediah.
A pro-hormone is something that was really big in like 96 through maybe 2008, 2010.
It's a category of drugs?
It's something that turns into an anabolic substance as it passes through your digestive system. It wreaks havoc on your kidneys and your liver, but out the other end, you get jacked as hell. And you used to be able to buy them at a GNC.
Jedediah, have you been tested? Does CrossFit test you?
I'm on the list. I have not been tested yet.
And do you know if they test you, do they test you for blood, urine, or both?
I do not know.
Hiller, do you know if they tested Jason Smith for blood or urine?
I don't know for sure, but I know that they were taking blood from people, and I know that from your show.
And blood is relatively new, right?
Right, which is something where he's screwed. If he's never had to give blood before, and he gave blood, and they found all this, like, well, no hell, you got caught this time around.
It's over. Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't understand. Explain the baby steps.
When you test for blood, you can pick up on a couple of extra things, maybe more than a couple of extra things that are floating around in there that you can't do on a urine test.
And why do you think when you look at his body, do you think, I know you like to look at pictures. Do you see a guy who's juiced to the gills?
I do not. Especially
always looked like how he's looked.
You look for changes.
He hasn't changed dramatically either.
Yeah. He's been around since what, 2013, and he's looked the same since then. Granted, he's old now.
Which part of the tree are you saying this is coming off of? There's the DHEA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but don't you take stuff in the DHEA tree to recover from stuff you take on down the testosterone matrix and the DHT matrix?
I can't speak to that. I'm not really sure.
So, like, you take exemestane and other things like that to recover from taking testosterone. Turn the shit back on again, right? Testosterone shuts your
ancillary drug. It's like a Clomid or an Astrosol,
right?
Which, yeah. So I've never heard DHEA being used that way. I've heard DHEA being illegal in the sport of CrossFit, and I've heard of athletes popping for it, but I've never heard of it used as an ancillary, which is something.
Tyler, you're trying to figure out whether what he took isn't necessarily enhancer, but it's something you take after you take a PED to make sure your cock and balls work properly after.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because why would you take an Astrozole or Exemestane? It's to turn your balls back on.
People are saying this, Barry. People are saying this, that he won't list the supplements, but he made a post, and I'm sure it didn't even cross his mind to say, these are all the supplements I take. And if anything, it would make him look like just as big of a jackass as everybody else.
Yeah, what's Barry mean he won't list them? Meaning people have asked and he said no?
He put up a post, and that's something I don't know. Maybe people have asked where he has responded and said he won't, but I haven't seen that. I saw a post he put up, and it was just him kind of giving his thoughts. And in the comments, there's a handful of people who are saying that he won't list the supplements, but like, where has he had a chance? He was just kind of talking.
I feel so bad for him, dude. I feel so bad for him.
And Tyler, say that word, Exemestane.
Exemestane.
I've never heard of that.
EX. Yeah.
Is that a pharmaceutical name for something?
Yeah, I think it might be a brand name.
Okay. HCG.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Ball maintenance. Elise knows.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what she looks like? Do you think she's a nurse? She looks like a nurse. She a nurse, Caleb? You know her?
No, I do not.
No. How do you know about
I do feel this is the worst though, because it's like I wish they would do this when they were 100% sure something was wrong. Because if they're not doing anything wrong, like their future's a little bit tainted for a while. You know what I'm saying? For a
while, that's on the internet forever. Hey, Jedediah, what do you think? As an athlete, every time you get tested, you're putting your shit out there, right? So like right now, they could come to your house, they could test you. You're at their mercy, and then they'll say they're going to put it out publicly.
Yeah. And
you just accept that as an athlete, and then 20 years from now, your kids will be Googling this shit and being like, oh, Daddy Snelson was a drug addict.
Well, I mean, you can get into that, and that's the plea, right? But the fact is, if you want to participate, then like just don't, if you don't want to be exposed that way, then like there's really not a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's you pay to play.
I mean, that's part of the risk. You could get injured. Exactly. You could get accused of doing drugs illegally. These are all part of the risks of playing professional sports.
Exactly. I went through that when I was a strength and conditioning coach in motocross, supercross, because when I first got into the sport, there was no drug testing. And so there was a lot that went on just because athletes could get away with it. And then halfway through my stint on the pro tour, that changed, and they started doing drug testing, and and then when people popped, and the problem was they were dealing with WADA too. So for some of them with their racing career, like trying to go through the appeals process and stuff that was handled by an international federation in Europe, and it was a nightmare. But I mean, it was part of it.
What do motocross dudes take?
The probably the most effective would be doing EPO, same as cycling, blood doping.
California Peptide sells that.
No, they don't anymore. They
bike guys.
Yeah, they pulled it off.
That's not a bad thing. I'm kind of happy about that.
Have you ever seen the studies on motocross guys' heart rates? It's insane. Like they're exerting crazy amounts of energy every race. So EPO does not surprise me.
That's Travis Mayer's sport.
Yeah.
Beth sent me $10 for Cemetery. I think this lady gave $100 during the Noel. Someone gave $100 during the Noel Henderson podcast.
And you didn't even remember their name, jackass.
I'm surprised I did remember it. Hey, I want to say something to you guys really quick. I meant to start the show with this. All of you guys who are commenting everywhere and supporting this podcast, whether it be in the chat here or on YouTube, on Instagram accounts, it is helping so much in ways you can't even imagine. I cannot tell you, each and every one of you who posts something positive, it's crazy. It's you guys have really changed the ecosystem. That you guys are needle movers. the views on the CrossFit Games podcast, what you guys do on the Instagram, what you do on YouTube. It's crazy, 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 crazy. And the support you're showing, like people are hearing it. So thank you. And it's cool. It's fun. Alexandra Berry, Australia, $7.99 for behind the scenes. Thanks, team. Thank you. Does anyone else want to say anything else about Jason? I just want to say that I feel bad. Jason Smith, love you to death. You're a staple of the community. I honestly don't care whether you did or not, but the fact that I know you care, and thank you for running your 2 affiliates, and thank you for your contribution. And I hope it doesn't affect you or your family financially in any single way in your ability to put food on your table. Anyone else want to say anything? All right. Don Faul, follow-up after Dave Castro on the Jocko Willock podcast. I listened to it. Don has some really cool stories, legit Marine. It's crazy because Jocko does a great job of getting those stories out of him. And since I was never in the military, I wouldn't even know what to ask. But a tremendous podcast, moves very, very, very quickly.
It's very conversational. Like, it was so relaxing listening to both of them talk.
Don's pretty damn real too, huh?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was so happy with the way that he came off like a real person. I think it was the first time he's come off like that.
Mr. Snelson, have you had a chance to listen to it?
I have. I haven't been able to listen to the whole thing in context, but I did go through the CrossFit stuff, and yeah, I thought it was great. He did come off very transparent, and yeah, I thought it was a great conversation that they had.
Hey, why do you think he went on there, Jedediah? You think it's risky for him to do that? Super crazy, opinionated crowd like CrossFit, and he goes on a podcast like that and just fielding questions from Jocko. You think it's smart?
Yeah, I think in his position and some of the stuff he's been talking about trying to grow the space, you have to take those chances, right? And you have to get out there in front of new people. And I think that was a great resource for that.
I agree. Mr. Young, did you listen?
Yeah, I listened to not the whole thing, but like they said, parts of it. My favorite part was like when they asked him, what did you do? What did you first do when you were, you have this new position as CEO? And he said, well, I went to Jason Khalipa's affiliate, and then I picked his brain about how the affiliates are running. And then I got Dave Castro's opinion, which, ultimately led to Castro getting in his position now. Like that was the first things that he thought to do after he got put in that position. It wasn't like, I'm going to institute all these changes. It was, I'm going to pick the brains of people who have been in it forever from the roots. And I mean, I just think that's a really good train of thought if you're about to run this company, to pick the brains of people who have been in it forever and that the community, I feel, respects.
And the person who's the most vocal about his opinions in the entire CrossFit community, Andrew Hiller. Did you? Yeah, you with the weirdo sunglasses on. What are you doing with those sunglasses? What's going on? Is that like to protect your eyes from the screen?
Yeah.
God, you're a hippie.
I was getting some headaches.
God, you're a dirty hippie.
What
do you you don't use soap and now you wear the screen blocker glasses. What did you get a chance to listen to it by any chance?
No, I have not. But
the most opinionated voice in all of CrossFit. Here we go.
Lucky you, Don. Lucky you.
I do have to say that he only has 2 more CEOs left until he's gotten all of the ones that CrossFit's ever had on his podcast, Jocko.
Awesome.
He's Mr. Rosa.
Yes.
He's Mr. Glassman.
Yes. Get Glassman. I can't believe Rogan hasn't gotten Glassman. He needs to snap that up. Barry, go ahead, Jedi. Were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say one thing that I did find interesting that kind of made me think a little bit was when he was talking about the support to the affiliates and whatnot. One, I did like how he like directly expressed the diversification of the affiliates and how they didn't need to become under one like consistent look. That there is some diversification within the CrossFit, and that's needed to meet different demographics and different communities. The other thing that I thought was interesting was when he was talking about marketing and talking about tracking the numbers of the leads that CrossFit disperses out to the affiliates. And I thought that was interesting, one, because it makes sense they would want that content, but it also made me wonder with CrossFit being owned by a VC now, if there wasn't some plan to build that system so that then they could charge affiliates for leads or referral program later on down the road once it's established.
Do you own an affiliate?
I do not.
No. There's this really tough decision that Don Faul has to make, that every CEO has to make, right? And that decision is like, how many balls are you going to pick up? Because if you try to pick up too many balls, you're going to drop balls. So any of you who plays tennis or plays anything where there's tons of balls everywhere, you see little kids go out and they'll try to pick up as many balls as they can, and then they start walking back over to the basket and they start dropping balls. And that's the nature. And someone who's more sophisticated and smarter like myself, I know how many balls I can pick up safely, and I make the trip back and forth.
How many?
Right? A lot.
Then you don't.
And the thing is when you start tucking them under your arm and putting them under your chin and doing weird stuff with them or stacking them too high in your tennis racket, you're going to drop them. It's like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is not going to try to attract every single person in the world to drink their drink, because to do that, they would have to attract us 6. They would have to say sugar is evil and we're completely stopping all sugar drinks, and we're going to, you know what I mean? Like they're going to tend to the group that they're supposed to be talking to. And so at some point, as much as, and I want to piggyback this off of what Jedediah is saying, you can let the affiliates do whatever they want. You're not going to force them to paint their bathrooms blue. You're not going to force them to use a certain paper cup. You're not going to force them to only lift weights in pounds. But at some point, you cannot cater to everybody.
That was good.
And thank you.
It seems like
you better draw that boundary at some point and just be like, okay, sorry. Every CrossFit gym is not, we're not going to yell at every CrossFit gym that doesn't have a pull-up bar for people who's under 5'5". Like, we're just not going to do it. Yeah. And that's going to be the thing. That's the thing, by the way, that's the thing that Dave was so good at and Greg was so good at. Well, because Greg just single-handedly owned the company, but that when you have VCs involved, he kind of has that juggling act, right? Sorry, go ahead, Tyler.
No, it felt like we swung real hard in one direction, trying to get everybody to do CrossFit and want to do a piece of everybody. And now we're swinging back. We're not even swinging back like fully in the other direction, like everybody, only the hardcore crew. We're kind of coming back to a middle ground where it's like, hey, we know who would want to do CrossFit, and we're going after those folks. And yeah, we're probably going to step on some toes now, but we're not trying to do that purposefully. We just want to go after our crew.
Vegans are welcome to use the bathroom at McDonald's. They're welcome to come in there and sit down. They're welcome to come in there and order some sparkling water. But McDonald's is not going to change the menu and get rid of all the fucking dead animals in there. And you know, there's something there.
Well, they do sell salad.
That was a great metaphor.
Thank you, Mr.
I didn't know where you were going with that at first.
That's it. I'm just saying, like, you have to draw the line somewhere. Everyone is still welcome in the gym.
Yeah.
But this is CrossFit.
Yeah. This is CrossFit, yeah. But everyone's welcome.
The fries are vegan at McDonald's, I think.
They're what?
I think the fries are vegan.
Oh, there you go. Very nice. Very inclusive. Matt Burns, love you all. Good night. Peace and love. SEMA Globes. For shipping to send Beaver a decent pair of headphones out of the 24 you can spare. Oh.
These are working just fine. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, the Snelson had the fancy ones. Mr. Snelson had the fancy ones, and they didn't even work. They're all crackly and shit. Okay. What do we have here?
Ice is vegan.
Clock. Stacy Tovar on Clydesdale yesterday. CrossFit is not for everyone. It's just not.
It's true.
I did want to say this about Don really quick.
Please.
I really like.
Is it good? Is it good?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm fine.
I liked two things about him. Number one, so like my background is in cost accounting, so I'm obsessed with production. I want to know how much it costs to produce something, and his stuff is in production as well. His history has been in production, how to produce something and getting a team to do it. So I sort of fell in line behind him on that one. And then the other part was he has a really like high level of education, and he downplays that. And he's like, listen, I came into this job, a bunch of jobs, and I didn't know what I needed to do. I didn't know that this degree doesn't buy me into knowing everything.
The Stanford
They buy me-
MBA, is that what you're referencing?
Yeah, the Stanford MBA. I couldn't remember the school, but Stanford, yeah. And it's like he says, I don't know anything. So he just studies for forever until he can figure everything out. And that was super good to know that he doesn't like take this Stanford degree to mean everything. He's like, I have a ton of studying to do. And I was just super happy. That was super humble. A lot of humility there. So that made me happy.
It doesn't seem like feigned humility either, to be honest.
No.
I never see kind of a crack in his dam.
Mm.
Okay. Great question on Dave's weekend review, according to me. Someone asked if Justin wins the games without winning an event. Are you cool with that? Should there be a minimum requirement to win?
Mandem.
No, it's fine.
Oh, John Young, you go first. Go ahead.
If he deserves to win the 2 years that he won, he deserved to win. I think he's the fittest man in the world. You don't need to win an event to win the CrossFit Games. It's all around fitness. Who is the best at everything together? You don't need to be special. I would prefer my winner win events, but there should not be a minimum requirement. The fact that he can do that is a testament to his consistency, which is his greatest superpower.
Well said. Mr. Hiller, does Medeiros need to win an event to be the champ?
No, absolutely not. Whoever, if you think that, then you're pretty stupid.
Oh, my goodness. Name calling starts from the corner square. Jedediah Snelson, do you need to have a victory, you think?
No, I think it even gives,
After that.
I think it even gives more testament to the intelligence factor on, in his mental game and how he can execute to win without winning an event. And I think it gives it some not more clout or less clout, but just a different clout in the way that you saw Matt, dominate, but you see him come in and just be really efficient and the mental capacity to do that and not like crumble under tension because he's never got a big lead.
Tyler, thoughts?
I mean, I'd like to see a win.
Right.
But
Careful.
no, it's not mandatory. I'd like to see one. I think he would feel better about himself if he won one. But no, it's not mandatory.
Off of what Jedediah said right there, I bet it's Fraser's fault, potentially Toomey's fault, that people think that you need to win events. And I think that
Set the bar too high. Set the bar too high.
If the CrossFit Games are around in 20 years, I bet that more people look like Medeiros.
How many events did Ben Smith win the year he won?
Good question. One.
I think
DT?
two, but I will effort it.
Yeah, but it wasn't some dominant where he won all these events.
He won the soccer chipper for sure, and then I believe one more.
Hey, what year was that?
2015.
Dude, I can't even believe I'm capable of pulling this up. Here we go. Look at this. I can't even believe I have these skills. Ben Smith, wow. First place. Oh, John, did you say the soccer chipper?
Good call.
You are a beast. A sixth, a first, a second, a sixth, a seventh, a fourth, and a fourth.
And scroll over.
And then the DT.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah. One more.
Did he take DT?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
won. Yeah.
Wow.
I thought
wow.
Yeah.
And so he won two. And like, you don't have to win a lot. Rich Froning didn't win a lot of events the years he won. Typically, he'd win around 3. But I mean, there were years where he only won 2 as well. Justin has been the least winningest winner we've ever had. Is I think why it's raising this question.
Dude, look at these names on here. Spencer Hendel, Cole Sager, 7th. Hey, you think someone like Spencer Hendel, like sometimes is like, okay, I'm going to make a run for the games. And he gets like 3 weeks into his training. He's like, fuck that.
It's had to happen once at least. He gets real revved up.
Wow. Bjorgvin Carl Gudmundsson was on the podium with Fraser and Ben. Look at that.
How old is he? Click on him there. Click on the little square. Probably 22.
Who?
Nice.
Wow.
I just feel that there's like a nuance or an art to the way that he's done it without winning all the events, that we don't see that kind of consistency other than the domination of Matt and Tia. And so I just think it makes him stand out from them in his own way, that he's accomplished it his own way. And I think that is cool for our sport to see those different methods of getting the job done.
Yeah, you're talking about Medeiros.
Yes.
What girl? Oh, okay. I was gonna say what girl won last year, but it was Tia. Okay, and she's just been
You got
crushing.
to go back 6 more years to figure it out.
It makes you love him in the way that we loved Rich, because Rich had holes in his armor, and we had to watch him
completely.
I know you disagree.
Medeiros doesn't have holes. Medeiros doesn't have holes.
He's not getting first.
He's
what
the
are you talking
fifth
about?
best in the world at everything.
He is
He
exposed
does not have
to the
holes.
winner on events. What are you talking about?
Rich had holes. He walked in 333 and still won. Like, it's way different. And then he would dominate the last day. Justin never dominates ever.
You're saying Medeiros has less holes than Rich? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh.
When Rich was winning, 100% Medeiros has less holes than Rich.
This has
When
to be an
Rich was winning.
oxymoron. I don't understand how you can simultaneously say he doesn't win, but he doesn't have holes. I understand he might not be like
He's not the best at anything.
Right, but he's not.
But
He's just good at everything.
Yeah, that's having no holes.
He's saying like if you pick a line, I guess, of 6th place, you pick a metric or 5th place, Medeiros stays above it. Or Rich has a bunch of first, and then a hole shows up. Like no one's gonna like the clear example of that is Laura Horvat, right? There's just a hole. Like you just see it. There's a perfect sheet of paper, and like over there in the corner, there's a hole. No one can argue.
Look at Justin and think, he's the standout winner for this event, but you also don't ever look at an event and go, well, he's going to tank this one.
That's
Right.
true.
There's never an event you're like, Justin.
But you never say that about Rich either, right? Do you?
If it's barbell cycling straight up, Rich is hard to beat.
No. What I'm saying is you never look at you never look at a workout. I'm saying what Jedediah just said. You never look at Justin steps on the field and everyone's always like top 5. Like there's no event where you're like, nah, he's not in the top 5. Every time it's say with good money top 5. Is that true for Rich in his prime? Were you always like, okay, he's top 5?
Running and swimming in some of those years.
There's a lot of things, but he's
not a
weren't
clear
as consistent
winner
back then either. It wasn't like there wasn't Vellner, there wasn't Vikowski. Like the field is so much more consistent too. So everybody had ups and downs, and Rich had the least amount of ups and downs, and was also the fittest guy.
Is he swaying your opinion at all, Tyler? He's kind of swaying my opinion. It's kind of freaky to think that. No, okay.
Justin has done the best job at building balance. He has the most balance of all the athletes.
Except for Fraser and Tia, we don't even know what their balance is because there's no one to test them to expose.
They're outliers.
Relative, they seem good at everything because they were relatively so much better at everyone than everyone.
They're the best at CrossFit.
Yeah. Tim Lambert, do you think you don't need that hat, buddy? It's summertime, by the way. Do you think more rivalries would help the sport? All this hugging after every event takes competition away. Thoughts? I liked I think there's some poking. I like what Vellner said on my show the other day. I said, hey, Lazar thinks that he can beat everyone on his best day. And Vellner said something like, I think I could beat Lazar just on any day. I was like, damn.
On a Thursday. Any given Thursday is what he said.
Is that what he said?
It was so great.
Oh, my God. That's on the Gone Rogue Instagram. I don't know if you want to pull that up, Caleb. It's savage.
That was great.
Oh, look at you. Here we go. Oh, it's on ours. Okay. Something, you'll hear people say, on my best day, I can win. But he said, on my best day, I can beat all the other guys on their best day.
I'm glad for Lazar's comment. I like. Yeah.
On a pretty average day.
Yeah. Like a Thursday or something.
Lazar was just on. I apologize for the audio. It's a great clip, by the way, if you didn't hear, for the 97% of you that didn't hear that. Lucky Camera Straps, any thoughts on the location for the 5K from Ant's post? Seems likely that it's straight cross country. I want to say something about this 5K. This is going to be a brilliant event. Do not let anyone tell you this isn't going to be visually spectacular. This is going to be 80 animals lined up on the line. Men and women. The women are going to be equally as capable as the men, if not more. They're going to say 3, 2, 1. There's going to be cannon fire. dudes and women are going to be trampling for the first 100 yards over each other. Women and children should stay away. It's going to be violent. And they're going to run, and there's going to be some drone footage of that event that is going to make it so those 20 minutes are going to go by like that. And I'm telling you, that's going to be a great event. Don't let anyone tell you that it's going to be visually boring. It is going to be a nail biter. You're going to be on your TV like this the whole time. And there's going to be people like Emily Rolfe, no matter where she is, that you can't ever count out of that race. This one's going to be good, man. This one's going to be good. Okay. What was the question? I forgot. Thoughts on where the 5K is going to be. And feel free to chime in. We'll start with you, Tyler Watkins, up top. Thoughts to you if it's going to be a good event.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good event. I love that people will be able to compare themselves to games athletes 1-to-1. I hope that is exactly what's going to be able to happen. I have no idea on the location. I do hope it's off-site. I don't want it to be on campus.
Jedediah Snelson.
Pretty sure it's the Zimmer course.
I do think there is one way that you can make it more exciting, even more so than what you just described.
Okay.
You send people in wheelchairs 100 meters ahead of them.
Hey, I'm going to ask a stupid question. What is the, like 50 of them and you got to run by them?
Sure, whatever. Just
hey, can you go, what's the fastest someone can go in a wheelchair on flat land?
Faster.
I mean, I
it
don't
is
know.
faster than running
on flat land.
No way.
No, flat. He said flat.
Flat, just a flat land.
I typically, I did 400-meter intervals today with my box, and I was doing 300, and my time was comparable to their 400.
To the fastest guys?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all for that. 1,000 dudes in wheelchairs, 100 meters in front of them.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Especially if it's on grass.
You get to see who would truck a person in a wheelchair. See if Hopper just tries to throw wheelchairs in front of him.
I heard Postmaster's the one who chucks athletes.
Andrew Hiller, good event. And any thoughts on where it's going to be? What the terrain's going to be like?
I hope it's as similar to a high school course as possible. Because,
and I don't know what that means.
Well, high school, the 5K is, I mean, I guess the terrain isn't all that important, but I think that it's cool that it is a 5K because I had cross country buddies growing up, and that was their event. It was just a 5K. That's what they went on ran, and they would say their scores and their times. And after hearing Fraser talk for as long as he did about going and training with the track athletes and getting dusted by them, so he just went and showed up a couple days a week with the high school track team and practiced with them. It would be a cool thing where people are like, this is what we've been talking about. The CrossFitters weightlifting skills are getting very close to the Olympic weightlifters weightlifting skills, where they're qualifying for national tournaments if they'd like to. This is comparable to a high school men and women's event, and it's going to be it's cool they're doing it. People thought they would do it with gymnastics, they thought they would do it with various things, but they're doing it with running.
Did you see CrossFit posted something that said, go ahead, Jedediah, I won't forget. Go ahead.
Yeah, and 5Ks are so relatable because it's every fundraiser that every organization has a 5K. And so it's relatable on so many different planes.
Yeah, good point. CrossFit posted something like, hey, don't go to that Zimmer track. It's private property. Does that, Tyler, does that make you, oh yeah, here we go. Hi, Ant. As you know, one of the tests for the 2023 Noble CrossFit Games is cross-country 5K. During your preparations for competition, please refrain from using the Zimmer Championship course as its private property. Is that sort of CrossFit outing itself, or no? Did they get some complaints from the Zimmer people, and so they're just trying to...
That's what I think. Like, everybody just rushed out there, and it's like, guys, could you please just not go on to this course?
Okay. What's crazy is the sign makes it look like it's like it's a public place.
Right. Well, that's what I thought. Whenever I saw the Ian Haynes there, I was like, man, this looks real public to be private.
Yeah, it's made possible by generous gifts. So that, to me, that means that's gifts for all of us. Okay. Anyone else want to weigh in on the run? Anyone else have any issues with the run?
No, I'm with Hiller. I just hope it's as close to something as a normal 5K as possible where we can get straight times. I don't want to see a ruck. I don't want to see a crazy hill. I just want a normal. I mean, hills would be nice, but not a crazy hill. And then just a normal.
God, a ruck would ruin it.
Yeah, a normal 5K and let them race. Like you said, like just let them race. The first mile is going to be crazy, and then the last
shorts and all, let them go.
Yeah, last 800 meters are going to be nuts too.
Why would
I
a ruck
just hope
ruin
it's
it?
normal.
Why would a ruck ruin it?
Because it would take it away from what I just said, which is just something that anybody can do anywhere and have been doing for years, as low as the high school and upper grade school levels. It's like if they were to throw a javelin or a shot put and be like, all right, here's the shot put event, which I think that would be a cool event too. They can compare them against the Olympians.
The first event on Saturday, which is supposed to be the 5K, right? It says it's at North Park. So
Would that would make it event 7 after the cuts. Is that what you're saying?
Cool. It's a shuttle run.
So
down and back.
if I hope to God it's not a 5K shuttle runs, that would be so bad.
Horrible.
But
They did
if it's at North Park.
Oh, that's right there on campus, right? That park, that's the dog park that's right up from the Pet Memorial statue. That's actually, that Quan Park is right there. Basically, you can stumble over from the RV after you party with Mayhem at the RV site. Hey, there is a 5K run. I think tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, our biggest Quan Park equals North Park. Okay, thank you, Katie. God, good. Thank you, Katie.
She's the one who said the North Park thing originally, too.
Okay. So I wonder if that's where the 5K run is going to be. Heather Lawrence, I think, is coming on tomorrow to talk to us about where everyone who attends the CrossFit Games can run a 5K. And the question for her is going to be, is that the 5K course that the athletes are going to run? I wonder if she'll reveal that here tomorrow. And I mean, I don't know what that, I mean, I've been there. It's not the most exciting, but what's cool is it's crazy convenient. You can just walk right over there.
Which would be good for fans. Won't fans be able just to stack around it?
And incredible drone footage you could get there, and it would fulfill what Hiller and John are saying is it would really be a 5K. It's like, hey, except for some ups and downs, it's just a 5K on dirt. And hey, I think you guys are gonna be disappointed. I think that there will be some sort of ruck or something. What do you think, Tyler? What do you think, Jedediah?
It seems to go ahead, Jed.
No, I say I don't think so. I think the idea, this goes back to the Don Fall stuff. And that I think one of the biggest things that he's gotten, in that he talked about the departments not talking to each other, and I think there's been more conversations, and I think from the affiliate side, there's been this, we need more participation, and just to have a straight 5K is going to allow that worldwide where everybody feels like they can participate.
Another thing is that Adrian did the programming. So I kind of think Adrian as a gymnastics guy is, hey, let the body do what the body can do.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's Dave's the mill guy, and Dave's does a lot of rucking. So it'll be interesting. Tyler?
The argument I can make a few arguments for the ruck. One is that they have a sponsor, right? And that if you're not going to put it in this event, I know, but that's the way the world works.
It's going to be somewhere else then, man.
If you're not going to put it in this event, then you're going to put it in Helen.
Not necessarily.
I mean, I doubt there's going to be another ruck, or I don't think there's going to be another ruck or run long enough to put a ruck on. You're not going to
only wear a ruck during a run. Is that the deal?
No, but I mean, it seems obvious to do that. The other argument would be that I don't think the barrier to entry on wearing a ruck is all that high. Yes, I would love it if they did a 5K just straight without a ruck, but like you can put any weight in a backpack and simulate a 5K with a ruck. And
it's a lot of work, though, man.
It's 20 pounds. Are you kidding me?
Everybody's got. But you know how easy it is just to go outside and run?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying the barrier to entry is lower. I'm just saying that it's not a high barrier to entry. And if you want to get more stimulus for the athletes, I can see them adding it in and justifying it that way. I'm playing devil's advocate.
That is true. I mean, you could throw your weight vest on and feel like you're participating in the same way, even.
Right.
Jedediah, you guys
everywhere.
Do you guys do the wheelchair athletes ever do rucks? Does that ever show up?
We've done with weight vests.
Weight vest. JV team, behind the scenes fun. Pump for you, Sevy. Thanks, man. Can't even keep up with all your content. Yeah, I can't even keep up.
That makes two of us.
Thank you. Barbell spin, it cuts down to 30 before the 5K. I did make a post today on my Instagram. I was watching the podcast with Angelo and Rich and Rory that came out today. Angelo's so good on a podcast. That was a mistake. I should have kept him on more often. But Rich does say in there that he is okay with the cuts, and I really like that because I'm okay with the cut. Oh, here we go. Rich Froney.
I'm fine with cuts. Yeah, I've never been cut, so I'm okay with it. Obviously, it might be a little different if I had a different.
Yeah, I'm fine with cuts too. Me and Froney are on the same page. I'm fine with it too. Me and my boy Rich.
Well, I think
there you go. Me and Rich.
You and Rich are the same.
Me and Rich have spoken. Jedediah, you're the only. No one else. I don't want to hear a fucking word from any of you knuckleheads. I've already heard all. I've fought with all you guys enough. Jedediah, cuts. Good cuts.
Yeah,
bad.
I'm good with the cuts. I've had to deal with some form of cuts with racing all my life, in having to qualify through a heat race to get to the main event, and so there's always this. You have to buy your way in to continue to compete, and I'm okay with that.
He has spoken. Look at John's like twitching. Look at it. John's holding his lips shut so no words fall out. Lucky Camera Straps, Australia, $2.99. To be clear, I'll be stoked if it's a straight 5K. Eaton Beaver, Briggs should crash the run and smoke everyone. I think maybe she'll be there.
She's competing in Masters.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Mary Mansour, $4.99. Oh, Mary, you had a comment back here that I wanted to read. What was it? I saw how only 60. I'm not sure what you're referencing.
The 5K they cut because of the cuts. You said 80 people and 60 people.
Oh, you're listening better than me.
Dick Butter, you're misunderstanding the point.
Oh, wait, one more before you say that, Hiller, and you got to read his comment first. Mary, I had Noelle Henderson on, and I told her you'd send her some toe spacers. Oops. I'll send you her address. Bill me. Okay. Go ahead, Hiller. Let's fight with Dick Butter. Where's he at? Here we go.
Dick Butter says there are so many pussies in here that whine about running with a little weight on your back. It's not the fact that you're running with a little weight on your back. And you could argue that the little weight on their back is going to make it easier. Like, run 5K as hard as you can, and it burns. It sucks. Go ask Hunter, who nobody in the CrossFit Games would be able to beat in a 5K.
I don't think it burns him.
It doesn't burn him, but that's why it's awesome. And neither would a weight. And the fact that, I mean, it's just a barrier to entry. Go ahead.
Katie, I wonder if that's where the 5K is going to be, says someone that knows for sure. I have 100. Have they announced where it's going to be?
No.
We just talked about it.
Well, did someone put, I just saw, I'm scrolling through the comments. I have absolutely no idea. I know absolutely nothing.
Oh, I thought you did.
No. And when I worked at CrossFit, I knew nothing. They didn't tell me shit.
Well, they told him, he just didn't listen. No, I'm just kidding.
Very possible.
Hey, I heard the same story from Sevan twice today.
There you go.
Right.
I'll tell you. Which story was it?
I still don't know what he said.
What about your kid's dentist?
Oh,
they might have discussed everything with Sevan. He just never remembered it, so they didn't care. So
right.
It was a good story though, so I didn't mind it.
I sent him 4 pictures of my bicep today.
Dude, they look good.
Thank you.
It made me work out. You sent me the picture. I was like, son of a bitch. And I wouldn't have
you're not
really
joking. Yeah, I'm not joking. I'm sending bicep pics. Okay. Angelo has said in the Froney podcast today that he's done more L-sits in the past 3 months than his entire previous CrossFit career. John Young, is Angelo training smart?
Say again.
Angelo said he's done more L-sits in the last 3 months than he's done in his entire previous CrossFit career. Is he training smart?
I think so. I think we all think the L-sit's coming. And one way or another, I think everybody thinks in the gymnastics skills, one of those skills is going to be an L-sit of some sorts. And if it doesn't come this year, it will come eventually because Boz loves it. So it will come eventually. I think maybe not in an L-sit way, maybe in a legless rope climb, but they enforce a L-sit standard. They could do it in an assortment of ways. So I think everybody should be doing L-sits right now.
Right now?
Mr. Hiller.
What?
You threw me for a loop there. I didn't know what was happening.
L-sits, we going to see those in the games? No 50-point event, L-sit 50-point event?
If they do a skills challenge, which would be cool.
It has to be in the skills.
What do you think about a bar hang with a knee raise with like a weight sitting on your knees and a hold?
That'd be cool.
Oh, I like.
Yeah, but doing L-sits would only make you better at that.
Right.
Right.
That's my point. That's a different variation of
100%.
Where you could make it visual, like more visual appealing as well in the test.
People would be shaking on the bar, trying to keep their legs up. That would be great. And then when the weight falls, you're out.
What about this, Jedediah? What about ankle weights? What about ankle weights, Jedediah?
Well, yeah,
but you can't. If you just did something resting on the lap, then the standard for judging is easy as well, because once it falls, you're out.
Okay.
That would be awesome. Honestly, it would look very painful.
It's easy to judge.
What do you mean it's easy to judge? You're saying you would hang there, sit in an L-sit. Your judge would set the plate on your thighs, and the clock would start.
Yep.
It's like that show with all the Asian people.
I do it with my wheelchair, where I'll ladder climb and then try to hold myself flat with my wheelchair.
Like a rock climbing ladder?
No, like bars, like adjustable pull-up bars.
Yeah.
So that I'm free from the ground, and then I try to hold my chair flat as like an L-sit.
Wow. God.
I honestly hope they do that now. I think that would be awesome. That still fits in would have to be one of the skills. Like that can't be. Right. I don't think that should be 100-point event, but if it's a part of the gymnastics skills test, I think that'd be awesome.
The excitement would be really similar to when people hung on the pull-up bars over a lake on the Fear Factor. You remember those?
So it would make an L-sit fun to watch.
Yeah.
And that's the new way they could get the ruck in. You just set the ruck across their lap.
That's
from that show, Physical 100. It's basically what Tyler, or I think it was Tyler who just said it. Maybe it was John.
That's a real show right there.
It's on Netflix. This would be the greatest event. People like to bitch about how. I think it's Froning. Froning likes to bitch how there shouldn't be workouts where the winner has to do more work than everybody else, and this would be one of them. But if they just had bars and all the athletes were just hanging, and the person who hung out the longest won, I thought that'd be pretty cool. Maybe like a 50.
By the way, a CrossFitter won this thing. I just want to point that out.
Oh,
were you not allowed to do a muscle up?
There were some people who you couldn't rest there, but there were some people
get up
like
above
that.
Because I was like, I'm immediately getting on top of the thing.
Yeah, there was a guy like this, and the bar was just in his armpits.
Yeah,
a lot of them did that, and I actually tried it, and it hurts like a bitch, like in your armpits.
Yeah,
it's like
let it sit here.
I'd rather hang. It's the best
you
part.
Train
about
on crutches.
There's 100 people on that show, and they're all like, "I'm gonna win. I'm the fittest person." Blah 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 blah. And then they raise this
bodybuilder guys.
They're hanging on for no more than 10 seconds, and they fall into the fucking water. And it's like, you really thought that it blew my mind that they're that lost in their fitness that they thought they were going to win, and they can't hang from a bar for 10 seconds. There was a dozen of them that fell off right away. But
all roided up bodybuilder looking guys too, like sweating from being there for 5 seconds.
No stamina.
There was a year, don't forget, people, this is inspired by something Patrick Clark said that's actually would be amazing. There was a year that from the International Space Station, one of the American astronauts announced the workout at the games. I think he said on the big monitor, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
and I'll tell you a crazy story about this.
Are you inferring that they're in outer space?
I'm sorry.
Yes, he is.
You're inferring that the Earth is not flat and that there is an outer space, but continue.
And then NASA's more than
sorry.
studio.
Space station, he announced 3, 2, 1, go.
I apologize for insulting anyone or offending anyone who believes that the Earth is not round or that the International Space Station is fake. I'm happy to suggest that the International Space Station is fake also, and it was announced from the fake International Space Station. I don't want anyone to get distracted by it. It's more the spirit of this story than the accuracy of the actual space station. So I apologize.
I think it's equally a link right now.
It's equally a good story for people who think the Earth is a station or the what is it called?
Stationary Earth.
Yeah, stationary Earth versus if you're a globist. But anyway, the guy, the NASA approached. They contacted Dave, and I'm telling you,
NASA reached out.
I'm telling you the Cliff Notes version, and yeah, because one of the astronauts was a CrossFitter, and actually, I think Greg and I went out to Cape Canaveral or something and hung with him or something. But anyway, so they reached out to Dave, and they said, "Hey, we want to be a part of the CrossFit Games, but when we announced the event, and Dave gave him the script." And the guy said, hey, we can do that script. We can say 3, 2, 1, go. It'll be on the monitor. We'll be in the space station and the jets will fly over. But we can't say welcome to the CrossFit Games because it's a privately owned company and NASA can't do that. And this is what I was talking about before, like where are you going to draw your lines? How, like, on inclusivity? And Dave goes, no problem. Then we're not going to use you from the space station. And NASA's like, all right, fine. We can say the word CrossFit. So Dave called their bluff on that shit. And the guy, the astronaut up there, was a stud. He was like a 44-year-old yoked astronaut. And he look at Tyler Cooling's not a space agency. I'm cool with that. Whatever. Yeah, we good. We're good. Just NASA. Let's just call it NASA.
You know, NASA's the biggest media company on the planet, right? And that's why
I do.
Okay. That's also why
and what Patrick Clark is suggesting is that wouldn't it be crazy if Joe Rogan announced a workout for the CrossFit Games? Like he just popped up on the monitor and said, workout number 6 is. Oh, that would be cool. So awesome. Yeah, right? You like that? Can we vote? Is everyone good with that? Raise your hand if you're good with that. Everyone cool with Joe Rogan announcing a workout?
I would rather it be Bert Kreischer, but I'm down.
Not Snell. Oh, it's 3-3. Snelson and Caleb and John Young.
I'm fine with Joe.
Whatever. I think you can find better people, but
it would be fantastic publicity, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you get Bruce Buffer if you're going to go that way, or you know what I mean? Like
because of Joe's reach, just because of his reach. Yeah, just because of his reach. Fine. How about the president of the United States? We'll take Joe Biden and Joe Rogan. Oh, Joes. Joe and Joe. They could do it at the same time.
I'd rather Joe Rogan than Joe Biden.
Yes.
Well, we have one. Why don't we just?
You would forget when he was announcing as he's announcing it.
Why doesn't Jocko just do it?
Jocko would be cool too. I think that'd be great.
That would make more sense.
Jocko and Joe Biden all day.
You could just change Jocko's name to Joe and have the 3 Joes do it.
I agree with Pat. We need Elon. I would like Elon to announce it.
Good with that too.
Yeah, from his own space station.
And then he could be the sponsor as well.
I like Katie. What would be the most controversial assortment of announcers for each event? Like choose some guy who's in jail.
Trump.
Okay. Campground event. Mayhem will be doing the campground event. They were reiterating over and over and over. It's free. You just have to sign up for a month free of Mayhem programming, and then you get some special pass that gets you access to all the shit. But it's still all free. I just wanted to reiterate that for them. What else?
This is the best desk ever created by men. I created this desk personally.
Those of you who can't see and are listening, Chase Ingram has posted Trump and then quote, "This is test 6, the best test ever created by man. I created this."
I'm sweating.
Okay. Anything just so you guys know, tomorrow at 3:15 we'll be going live. I think we're going to have the director of operations from the CrossFit Games here to talk about some of the stuff that the public can do while they're at the event besides watch the games. That would be Heather Lawrence. Then at 3:30, we'll have probably what I think is going to be our biggest show of the year. It's going to be our prediction show. It's going to be wild. And then I'm going to sit down with 5 pounds of brisket and watch the UFC. Larry, Sevi, have you ever been told you look like Viva Freya? Is that one of the people in Clash of the Titans, or what's Viva Freya? Is that? I've been told I look like Frodo. Here's some money for behind the scenes. Have fun, man. I have Frodo's feet. What is that? Someone from Game of Thrones or what? Viva Freya? What is that? Oh, I'll take it. Thank you. No, I haven't heard that.
He does Instagram videos.
Oh, cool. He looks very creative. My shoulders are significantly broader than his.
He's 44.
Yeah. Freya grew up in Montreal, Quebec, as the youngest five siblings, born into a Jew family. I'm an Armenian, but I have 3 Jewish boys. He studied creative arts at Dawson College.
Same occupation too.
Is he? He's a filmmaker?
No, he's a YouTuber.
Oh. Don't you dare. I'm not a YouTuber. Thank you, Larry. Anything else? Any topics of any sorts anyone would like to bring to the table? Tyler Watkins? Yeah, there. Show his feet.
Show his feet.
Boom. Look at this.
There we go. Frodo.
Savon, I'll make a donation to the behind the scenes, but it comes with a requirement. Somewhere in the footage, I need to hear you saying, "Hey, where are the wheelchair athletes?"
Fine, done. $2. That'll be $2 for that. I'm so cheap. Send for $2. I'll say anything.
Hey, that a whole bit.
Hey, Jedediah, if you text me at 4:30 in the morning on Thursday, because if I suspect I'm going to jump into Dave's car and start filming that the first morning of the individual events, that'll be like one of the. I will say that in the car to him.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, Dave, where's the wheelchair? Are we going to see the wheelchair athletes? I heard they start at 4:55 a.m.
Could you imagine? What's that app where you can ask people to say happy birthday and stuff? And I think Tia Toomey had one.
Cameo.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you had opened a Cameo account and for like $500 you could throw things into the behind the scenes? Like questions like that. That's pretty good idea. Like, hey, can you have a question there for Daniel Brandon about X, whatever it might be?
Hey, it could be like an OnlyFans account for $2,000. I'll slap Dave's butt. You know what I mean? Or just crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't like that. I feel like they're just gonna make me and Tyler do a bunch of things, and
they will for sure.
You have to do it.
Sure.
Just you, John. Just you, John.
Make John eat a live rat.
Yeah, it's gonna be things like that. Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
What? Huh?
In the behind the scenes, make John Young eat a live rat. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
For $4.
I'm very creative.
$4.
Tyler, anything you want to bring up, buddy, before we roll?
Yeah, just that you should go up to every individual athlete and make it a bit. Be like, do you know where the wheelchair athletes are? Just every time you meet a new one.
Every single athlete. That's the last question you ask.
It's like a Where's Waldo thing now.
Yeah. Right.
It'd be funny to see if the ones that made up an answer. Like, I think they're
somebody would.
There will be some there because they're gonna parade them out for an award ceremony, even though we don't compete there.
Parade them out.
That's what
Oh, you're gonna get me kicked out before I get in. Jedediah Snelson, anything you want to bring up before we split?
No, I think I'm good.
Mr. Hiller, anything?
I'm all good.
Mr. Beaver?
No.
Okay. Nice of you to be there and hold that square down. Mr. Young, anything you want to bring up?
Excited for tomorrow's show, CrossFit prediction show tomorrow.
Awesome. Yes, I do have to behave, and I am trying to behave. And I pretended to try not to see Uldis's hog last night, but I'm glad Wad Zombie saw it. I just want everyone to know that I bit my tongue on that. Nolan Southfield, $4.99. Get to the choppa by as many athletes as possible behind the scenes. Thank you. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., Greg Glassman. Greg Glassman is not a guest on the show. He has become a feature of the show. It's an honor and privilege, and I just love how often he's coming on regularly. It's crazy. Tomorrow's show is going to be amazing. And then with 2 shows tomorrow. And then I don't know, there could be some sort of crazy break. And you guys who are addicts of the Sevan Podcast will probably have to run out into the streets naked and pull your hair out. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Treat it as a Lent. You're going through some sort of Lent.
He's going to say the Barbell Spin is going to do the update show. Does everybody know that?
He
during the games. During the
every
games.
Day.
Like
on my station or on his station?
on
on his station, but
No, I don't want to promote that. No, but thank you for bringing it up. I appreciate
Here they come. Everyone's freaking out.
it. I will definitely love for you guys to support Brian Spin as much as you can. He'll be on here tomorrow to talk about how he'll be doing everything. Damn, is that what that guy's doing? He's staying home and just filling the voids.
Mm-hmm. We're hoping that you come on as a guest frequently.
Oh, good. At least I'd like to do that at least. Thank you, Sevan and crew. Shia Dance, you're very welcome. I love the button. Everyone loves the button. Treat the button well.
Shay.
And that's it. All right.
Peace.
What? Did I pronounce the name wrong?
No, you said
Okay.
Shia.
Shia. He did.
Oh, okay.
He's literal in his pronunciations.
Bye-bye.
Bye.